Snort.
All right, all right. I'm glad we are back. This is Health, Wealth, and
Relationships with Tisa.
and Grant.
Good morning to everybody today. Hope all is well.
I hope all is well. Also, today we're gonna have a special guest. We got a special guest. We're gonna be talking about some things I feel are extremely important, especially as we go into February, really soon, right? And I want everybody to kind of lock in on what we're talking about. We're talking about financial stress. It's one of those biggest silent killers it can be in our community, and it shows up as high blood pressure. It shows up as sleepless nights. It shows up as relationship tension, and people don't even connect it back to money. So, Tisa, tell us who we got coming up and what we're going to be talking about more in depth around health, wealth, and relationships.
Sure. So today we have Martine with us. Martine is a tax advisor and a tax preparer. I'm gonna let her introduce her company because I forget the name right now.
There she is.
Yes. Welcome, Martine.
Thank you for having me.
Now, Martine, just quickly introduce yourself and what's your company name again? I don't want to make sure I don't forget to throw that in there.
Sure. My name is Martine Corte, owner of Advanced Tax Solutions. We specialize in personal, individual income tax returns as well as small business, single member LLC tax returns.
Awesome. So the reason why we brought Martine in today, because it is tax season, and as much as finance is one of those things that really stress people out, tax season is even more so. It is the season of money. Sometimes it's a positive thing for some of us to get taxes money back, but it can be just a stressful time in general for your health, your wealth, and your relationships. And so in terms of health, I just want to start out by saying, health, when you have stresses, especially financial stresses around tax time, it always manifests in the body. And so I just want people to realize when you have health issues and you're trying to figure out what's going on, take a look around and see if it's a financial thing that's stressing you or something like that is triggering your stress mode. But definitely tax season is one of those stressful times. So we wanted to bring Martine in to see what she feels and what she sees when people come into her office. What's their demeanor? Are they relaxed? Is it really a stressful time for people? Or you give us your expert opinion on like when people come in to see you for taxes.
Sure, absolutely, Tisa. You are right on the money. Come tax season, it does create a lot of stress in people, and stress, as you said, can manifest in the body. So what I see in my office, even before people step through the door, it's phone calls, because a lot of people want to have questions answered to kind of relieve initial stress if they have questions before they even, create or make their appointment. So I answer a lot of phone calls about questions. Do I need to have all my documents? What do I need? Things like that. How soon can I get in? Because a lot of people are in a hurry. And so all of that, anxiety, I don't want to say fear, because anytime you're dealing with the IRS, that's an initial feeling is fear, but just basic anxiety. And it can, it can be common because of tax season, and then you go about your business after your taxes are filed, right? So just that initial anxiety that can manifest in people. We just don't want to have that anxiety prolonged, because it can manifest into an illness or, stress. People say, I'm stressed out. I don't know what to do. I might, what do I do? How, and so I'm on, phone call away to answer questions to kind of relieve that initially, and then just kind of get them into the office as quickly as possible to kind of rid of the anxiety, rid that anxiety so they can move on with their life.
Yes. So I found a real good saying, and it is really true, that when finances are unclear, the body feels unsafe. So it's just kind of a natural mechanism. And it kind of gives the fight or flight when when the body feels unsafe, it goes into some type of metamorphosis, right? Something happens internally. And so it sets off those negative things like the flight or fright type of hormones, which, like, again, raises your anxiety, raises your blood pressure, raises your stress level. And so just as much as people can understand that connection between the financial stress in their bodies is the best way to just kind of start relieving it.
Absolutely.
I feel that all the time, especially tax season. Before that, you just feel a little bit like you're just unsure. You don't know what your W-2 is going to come back with. You don't know if you're going to have money. Sometimes you get a return, sometimes you don't. So just a little bit more out of whack. But what Martine is saying, like, you're already aware of that. So that's helpful. If a tax professional had told me that, like, look, I know you're a little bit anxious, a little bit anxiety. Take some deep breaths. Come on in. Make sure you have these documents. We're just going to work through this. That would relax me. So I really like the way you said that.
Yes. Good. And I am actually a witness to that. So Martine has been doing my taxes over the last few years, and she makes you feel comfortable, right? She does give you that phone call ahead of time, so you know what to bring in. And so some of that unclearness right off the bat goes out the window because you're clear, right? It's not a wonder, and it's not a bunch of confusion, and it's not a bunch of questions. Some of those questions are answered up front. So Martine does a good job of putting you at ease when she does your taxes. So I'll give you kudos for that.
Thank you.
Yes. I just want people to be aware of the connection because it can manifest in different ways, and everybody stress shows up differently. So if during this tax time that you're getting more headaches, or some people show up in stomach aches, some people show up in migraines, start thinking back, like, what could this be connected to? And if it's taxes and finances, start breathing through it. The more prepared you are, the more it can bring your stress level down.
Let me ask you this, because if you're filing taxes early, let's say you're just getting your W-2 back. A lot of people are just getting their W-2s. You're going into February. Usually that means you probably think you're going to get some money back. So maybe there's some good endorphins that get released. Like, I can't wait to go see Martine. I know.
For some of us head of households, we always get money back. And if you have your dependents in order, it can be a good thing. It can be a good thing. But even so, even though I always know I get money back, and I have been, I haven't moved to that tax bracket where I have to pay money back yet. So it's still stressful. It's just how much you're going to get. And then it's like, what you're going to do with it. What kind of financial decisions can I make with that return, right? Should I just blow it on a trip, which I do most of the time?
I was going to say, a lot of people are planning what they're going to do with the money. And so they want to know, how much am I getting back, so they can move forward with the plans.
Yes, girl. So you're right. To your point, sometimes it is a good thing. Endorphins are released when you know you're getting something back, for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. I want to ask you a question around this, because I think sometimes it becomes a misunderstood fact that if you are getting money back, does that mean that you maybe in the beginning didn't set up your tax structure right in the first place, because the government is taking that money and keeping it? What's your thoughts around that?
No, not necessarily. If you're getting a refund, it doesn't mean you've done something wrong or you didn't set up properly with your withholdings at your employer. A lot of times refunds are, let's see, how can I say it? There's a lot of credits that kind of are included in your refund. So that's a good thing if you qualify for, an example, earned income credit. If your income is at a certain, level, you may qualify for earned income credit, which is really made to kind of help boost you, with this bigger or larger refund to kind of get you through, the year, and maybe not even through the year, but get you through another big bill that's coming up. Utility bill. It's wintertime. Our utilities are more than normal, right? So it's just created to kind of give you a little boost.
And so is that still out there? That unearned?
It is. It is.
Talk about some of those things. So unearned credit is one of those things. I'm kind of scared about, like, what this current administration is going to take away or going to give. He's always saying he's a tax person and you're going to get bigger refunds and all that kind of stuff. So my stress level is like, is he really going to give us some stuff, or is he actually going to take that stuff away? Because he seems to pick on the poor people
Mhm. That's a good question. I'm glad you brought that up, Tisa, because actually this is my world, so I stay in this world all the time, right? So remember the one big beautiful bill
Oh yeah.
that okay, so that is affecting in a good way the tax refunds that people normally get. People that normally get refunds, and it may help those that it may reduce it a little bit, but definitely it's in the positive direction because that one big beautiful bill included an increase in certain things. For an example, the standard deduction. And I wrote it down here just to kind of have it in my notes. For a single person, last year, tax year, I have to talk in tax years, 2024. Hold on for a second. By the way, that phone usually doesn't ring.
That's important.
Everything is happening tonight for some reason.
It's the orange man calling you.
Okay, so all right. So the one big beautiful bill included increase in the standard deduction. So for a single person in 2024 tax year, the standard deduction was $14,600. Excuse me. In 2025, the standard deduction is $15,750. So I had to get my calculator just to tell you that increase.
Yeah, the deduction, that's good.
The deduction went up.
It's a nice increase of $1,150. 1,150. That's a nice increase. Also the child tax credit, which again, your refund can include a child tax credit, just like. Okay, I'll take it off the phone. Take it off the hook. Sorry.
Tax time.
Yeah.
I see you. I'm just kidding.
So the child tax credit increased to $2,200. So this one big beautiful bill that was created does include increases, which is going to make your refund larger. So that's kind of the conversation that's floating around right now, is we're going to get bigger refunds. It is true.
Finally, something for other little people.
Something for us.
Okay.
So we stay in this world just so that we can update people on things like that. A lot of people have questions. Am I going to qualify? How much do you think I'll get back? Those kind of things. Because again, they're curious. They may be a little anxious. They may have plans with those refunds, and they want their money fast. They want to know how much so they can. Okay, I can take care of this bill, or we can go on vacation or things like that. So some people rely on their refunds.
Yeah, and you can tell them, right? You can get pretty much before you walk out the door, you can tell them how much you're getting back and all that kind of stuff. So I love that that process is quick. And like you said, everybody wants to know. So by the time you file, you actually know what's coming back. And then it's just a matter of waiting for it to get here. So
that's right.
That's good. Yeah. And if you're electronically filed, are they still paper filing?
No, that's electronic filing. It gets there quicker, instantly. Within, I would say, 30 minutes, we'll know if IRS has accepted your return through the e-files. Now, if you're filing for a prior year, what we call prior years, that does have to be paper filed. Okay. But for the most part, the current tax year can be e-filed.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's the way I go. That's the way I go. Easy breezy.
Take a deep breath. We want to make sure we get some key takeaways from what we're learning here. Health-wise, let's take that one deep breath before opening up any financial mail and call Martine, because she just said you might be getting a lot more money back than you realize. So breathe that in. Breathe out.
Yes, we want more money. We want more money.
Yeah, that's just a good tip, period. When you just talk about finance in general, before you go into any financial conversations, I will take a deep breath in, deep breath out. So you're just you're approaching it in the right headspace, and you're letting out any kind of woosah before you get started. So that's just a good tip all the way around.
And can I say one thing as regards to larger refunds? People, if you have a more complex tax return, you should really seek a tax professional, because you could be leaving money on the table because of maybe deductions that you're unaware of. So some people will try to go at it, and I don't, knock you for trying to file your own tax returns. There's plenty of people that file their own. But if this a new tax situation that you don't normally, come across, when you've been filing your tax returns on your own and you don't know what to do, or you are stuck in that software program, then seek a tax professional so that we can help you. We definitely don't want you to leave money on the table. Nobody wants to do that. But I have seen it happen time over time over time, that people will forget a deduction or a credit that they may have qualified for. So, I mean, even just get on the phone and just, let the tax professional know what's going on. They could probably help you through it or make an appointment for you to come in, and they can finish up for you.
Yeah, I think gone are the days. Like my dad used to prepare taxes when we were young. He would do it for a whole neighborhood. He charged them $25. But you're right. You want to have a professional. That was back in the day, right?
That was in the good old days.
They trusted him, and he was good with numbers. But times have changed. Like you said, they have to be aware of the current deductions and whatever the big beautiful bill just came out with. And so if you're just a Joe Blow, you might not even be tapped into what's changed to be able to help people. Like I said, don't leave no money on the table. We don't want that.
That's right.
Yeah.
So let's continue on, because I think you're touching on some big points. I want to make sure that the audience has key takeaways. When it comes to health, make sure you're taking that big breath. Also, when it comes to your wealth, make sure that you're writing these things down, your top 3 money worries or issues. So you're getting that outside of yourself and putting it on some paper. And then obviously, if you're in a relationship, maybe it may be something that's upsetting you. So you want to say that money stress is affecting you. So as we go through these things, this will help in your communication. And then you just said, I think a very important thing, when to use a professional. There's a point in time you have to, if any kind of change, anything that's going on, especially now this big tax code that just changed, you might want to seek out a professional, because what you did in 2025, 24, 23 might be different from what it is now. There is a change. So I really, really like that you're giving out some good tips in that area.
So my health takeaway for health, I want you to also know how it's affecting your body. Know how it's affecting your mental and your physical. And so once you know those things, do those things to prep yourself, right? Make sure you get those questions answered and prep yourself with information and what you need to reduce that stress, which would also reduce any kind of negative physical outcome you might have behind that stress. So breathe, yes, but also do your homework and get your information up front in order to reduce that stress.
Absolutely. Can I say one thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
Relates to more money in your tax refund. I'm not sure if you guys are aware, again, this is my world, so I'm always in it, right? Yep. Have you heard of the Trump accounts for kids?
I heard a little bit about it. Tell us more.
Okay, I will tell you more. Someone out there may be interested. If you've heard of it, maybe you haven't, but in this tax year that we're going to be filing, tax year 2025, there is a new item in there where you can set up an investment account for your kids. It's called Trump accounts, where in this one big, beautiful bill, and the IRS is going to monitor this. They're probably going to be the ones to govern this. They are giving $1,000 to each child that was born between January 1 of 2025 through December 31, 2028. $1,000 they're going to invest. If you elect for this, they're going to invest $1,000, and they're going to manage it, and they're going to invest it in different investment accounts so that it can grow, right? So by the time the child turns 18, which is when they have access to it, they could become a millionaire. That's the idea, right? So if people are interested, if taxpayers are interested in signing up, if they have children that were born between those years, they can elect to be a part of that program. And again, the Treasury Department, IRS, is going to manage that, and they're going to invest it. And then when the child turns 18, it's theirs.
Interesting.
That's very
To help, you know,
Every child,
President Trump is about money, making money. So he wants to help children when they age, you know, to have money when they come out of high school or college, even money to do things with. So he's an investor, that mindset, investing in the kids.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Let's back code. We're in our health or wealth section here. It's very important. So you gave us two things that a lot of people may not know about. There are some changes in the tax code that they're there. They potentially could get more money back depending on where you fall within the income brackets, right? Because of the tax code. And there is an opportunity, if you've got kids, that you can take advantage of this new opportunity to invest, or the government will invest in children, basically. And when they turn 18, they get one more. Is there a third thing or something else that we should be aware of?
There is the the child tax credit, because we talked about earned income credit, child tax credit.
And the increase.
That was increased. Yeah. Yes. And a lot of people, the reason why, not to get too technical, but the reason why people are going to see more refunds because they were unaware, they may have been unaware of these increases, so they did not adjust their withholdings at their employers, you know, at their employer. So that's creating, even though he's increasing it, standard deductions increase every year, just by the way.
Yeah.
But because people are unaware, they didn't adjust their withholdings, which allows you to receive a bigger refund. So that's going to help as well.
Nice.
And can I say something on the opposite side of that? If for those that owe, because we always talk about refund. Yeah. What about the people that owe all the time?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If you don't adjust your withholdings to have more come out because you're owing, which means you're not having enough withholdings come out of your check, you need to adjust that with your employer. You need to have them, you need to request that they take out more, your employer take out more because you're owing all the time. Also, people are unaware that if IRS sees that you're continuously owing every year, don't you know they could hit you with a penalty? It's called an underpayment penalty. And who wants to pay more? I already owe. I don't want to pay a penalty on top of that, but that's because you didn't adjust your withholdings.
I'm breathing in. I'm breathing in.
Let's breathe in, breathe out. Because this could cause anxiety for people. It really could. And so we just need to be diligent about our taxes, know the rules. Let's get in alignment, because when you're in alignment, your body is in alignment, right? If we're doing things properly, we're in alignment with a lot of things, not just the IRS.
That's right. That's right. Holistic, be balanced, right?
That's right. But I just wanted to say that for people that owe, our conversation sometimes never touch on people that owe. And so I just wanted to say that.
Exactly. All righty. Well, you've given us some good information.
Yep.
Oh, good.
Excellent information. We're going to switch now because you probably see this more than a lot of people. And when it comes to money, then health, wealth, and then relationships around money. People file joint taxes, let's say, together. And you see probably some of the things that we've talked about. Either they're stressed or they're elated. Maybe they're going to do money. They're going to go on a vacation like Tisa does, or something else. But there are things within relationships that I think that are important to know as we're going through this process of filing taxes and managing money as well as our health. So I want to go to Tisa, my co-partner. Do you have any questions you want to ask Martine?
Well, I know that that money avoidance brings stress into couples, right? And so I just want to implore everybody to, demystify that whole money conversation. Remember, we were talking about how money breaks up marriages, and tax issues breaks up marriages, and stress of money breaks up marriages. And so again, I was trying to give the example before of, when you talk about money, start having it around fun conversations. What do you spend today? Make sure it's not only talked about when it's a problem, and make sure that you're on the same wavelengths when it comes to spending money. But also, if there's some tax benefits to filing separately, maybe you can speak on that, Martine. Sometimes if you have a couple that have two businesses or something like that, it might be better for them to file separate. Or so talk on relationships and how couples can file, and maybe what you see as some of the benefits to either or if that's even possible.
That's a good topic to talk about when it comes to marriages and taxes, relationships and taxes. I will say right off the bat that filing, if you're married and you're filing separately, that is the worst filing status because it disqualifies you from any credits or deductions that you may qualify for.
As a couple.
As a couple, as a filing separately, as a married couple filing separately.
Separately, okay.
That filing status will exempt you from credits and deductions. Okay, so I try to encourage. Sorry.
Do you see people doing that in situations? I'm just wondering why that, if it's a bad idea, but I know people still do it.
People do it for different reasons, filing separately if they're married. But I always educate them on losing deductions and so forth. If they still need to file separately, then that's fine. They have their reasons, right?
Right.
And there's nothing you can do about it.
Right.
But I try to just let them know, okay, you're going to lose this deduction, which could prevent you from getting a larger return together than separately.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, I do have married couples that stress out because of taxes. One wants to drag their heels and the other wants to get it done fast. So that's a stressor right there because now we're not on the same page.
Right.
One is more, and this is in a lot of couples, one is more, budget sense or minded. One doesn't really care. So and when it comes to tax time coming together, it's like, okay, let's go. Or, and so there's tension because of the personality type of the couple.
How they're handling their finances, right?
Yeah.
That's handling their finances.
Right. One's a finance person and one is not. Yeah. Where's your documents? One is ready to go and the other one's still gathering.
Right.
So we have until April 15th to file your taxes.
Okay.
The clients that come in early on are usually the people that get refunds. So we're expecting them, they're in a hurry. But I do want to say one thing about being in a hurry. One mistake that people make is not having all their tax documents. And when you file a tax return and you're missing a W-2 or a 1099, guess what?
Or you got to refile.
You have to file an amended return when it does come in the mail. So
delay.
Or money paid back. You never know.
Right. It depends on how much money. And if you're already getting a refund, it may reduce your refund. If it's a lot of income, it could add on. You just never know. But the thing is that amended returns cost. So now you're spending more money because now you have to come back into my office. I'm going to charge you a fee to amend your tax return.
Right.
And you just don't want it. IRS already knows how much you made because a copy, that W-2, a copy of that goes to IRS. The employers have to send a copy to IRS and to you, to the employee. So they already know your income, so you just want to make sure you don't, get in the tax office too fast. If, maybe you forgot you worked that gig economy job, Uber, for about 4 months in the summer and you forgot, and then lo and behold, it shows up in your mailbox.
Uncle Sam got a good memory.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So relationships,
a few more minutes left. And I want to make sure that we round this out. We got to make sure we know our triggers when it comes to health. We got to work with people who explain, like Martine, about taxes and don't intimidate you around those areas, because I think that will affect your health long term. And then choose partners. When it comes to relationship, choose partners. Not always, it could be your mate, it could be your business partner. All relationships are on the table when it comes around money and health, to be honest. So make sure we're choosing people that we trust ultimately.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Oh, also for my small business owners, they are the last to come into the office. Why? Because they usually,
Yep.
So, and it's a lot more documentation that they have to gather, all of their business expenses, income, and we don't rush through the business tax returns because we want to make sure we're deducting as much as we can, because the name of the game is to reduce your income, which reduces your tax liability.
Exactly.
Right. And so, business owners,
deductions.
Yes. So just make sure that you are keeping track of everything throughout the year. So when it comes time to gather everything, it won't be so difficult. That's the part of the season business owners don't like. So give us a call if you need help.
I was going to say, go ahead and give us your contact information to make sure that people can reach out to you for these types of tips and actually do their taxes with you.
Yeah, so you can call me at 402-972-0557. I'm located at 6311 Ames Avenue, Advanced Tax Solutions. We're also on Facebook, Advanced Tax Solutions, Instagram, same thing, Advanced Tax Solutions. So you can pretty much contact me through Messenger, Facebook Messenger, send me a message and I will respond back to you.
Excellent. We want to thank you for being on the show. You take care.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. All right, T. So that was our first guest. I think she gave some really good tips.
Absolutely. She's a good tax person to see. She can help you reduce all those stress, and she's pretty thorough at what she does. So I highly recommend her.
Well, this is Health, Wealth, and
Relationships with Tisa
and Grant. So tune in for next week, when we might have another guest, or we're going to have some very, very good information for all of you. Thank you again for tuning in.
Bye-bye.
Imagine waking up with more energy, a peaceful mind, and relationships that grow stronger every day. That is the vision Tisa Harden and Grant McGaw want to help you achieve, and it all starts with simple, practical steps you can take this week. On Health, Wealth, and Relationships, every episode brings you real stories and trusted experts. Tisa and Grant focus on 3 tactical steps each week. Small, doable moves that protect your health, grow your savings, and bring you closer to the people you love. No complicated rules, just real progress. Try a clinic-to-kitchen swap to boost your energy. Start a money buffer habit that quietly builds your financial confidence. Or try a 1-minute exercise that helps you reconnect with your partner. These quick wins are not chores. They are steps toward a better life. People who try just one intentional step report more energy, less money stress, and evenings full of laughter again. Join Tisa and Grant. Start small, live bigger. Tune in every Thursday at 10 a.m. on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube, and subscribe now.